Welcome back, everybody, to this podcast, this illustrious podcast, which is as consistent as it can be, meaning I drop this every 3 months. Here I have with me a guest who needs no introduction, so I'm not going to introduce her. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This young lady, I met her at work. She, what was your job title again? I don't even know what it was.
Good question. Personal trainer, fitness team manager. We'll go with those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that by default make you my supervisor?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have you ever watched the show Archer?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, there's a character name. Her name is Cheryl, Carol, something. I'm not even joking. They would say her name wrong all the time. But she would always say, "You're not my supervisor." So I sometimes say that to people when they tell me what to do. Anyways, yes, a fitness specialist, fitness group instructor, team
Oh
manager.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Wow. At one point, my mentor, literally, also apparently my supervisor, MJ.
Yes.
How are you?
MJ, aka the gym queen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Your-
You
that's
remember
your
that?
nickname. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a self-proclaimed nickname?
It is because it was like part of the first like fitness brand that I created was called Gym Queen Apparel. So I was like, it just made me the gym queen, and it sort of caught on.
Okay. I remember you talking about that. Whatever happened to the apparel?
So I just started focusing more on making fitness programs instead of, clothes and stuff, because I figured that'd help people more than giving them something to wear. I'd give them something to do in the gym.
Oh, okay. I prefer something to wear. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind doing us the favor, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I am now a University of West Georgia graduate, which is so weird to say. It makes me feel like I'm super old. I've never felt old before until I started telling people that I was a college graduate, but I am.
Hey,
And
congratulations, by the way.
thank you. Thank you so much. I'm a personal trainer. I am now going to work at Lifetime Athletic in Sandy Springs as a personal trainer.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been in quarantine just like everybody else for the past few months, and I'm just trying not to go crazy, but it's going good as of right now.
Okay, so I see you're not one of those people who went to bars.
No.
That's all I would see what people do is just go to bars, and then everyone was upset about it, and I was just like, this is kind of funny.
No, I did go to the beach though, and there was a lot of people there last week, and nobody even thought like it wasn't any different than normal. Like nobody was talking about corona or anything. It was just like nothing ever happened. So I sort of appreciated that.
Okay. That was weird. I clicked on the reaction thing and it was just hand clapping just for fun. I just wanted to see what I could do on there. Okay. But yeah, it was really weird. I just see people like everyone going everywhere. I don't know. I don't know how to react to anything anymore. I've just been chilling.
Yeah, I just pretend like nothing's wrong really. Like I don't really know how to act. Like I've never been in a, global pandemic before, so I don't think anybody really knows how to act, but we're just going with it.
Yeah, we're just going with the flow.
Yeah.
I've realized now, like, I feel like when we go back and when I go back to school, they're going to say that it's mandatory that we wear a mask. So I've realized now is the perfect incentive for me to buy those masks that people wear for the gym specifically, so I could just wear that all day.
Yeah,
It literally
you
reduces
could.
the airflow, but whatever.
I remember seeing people like they would be running around the track or on the treadmill or something, and they'd be wearing them. They'd sound like Darth Vader. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I think it's like reducing the airflow into your system.
I think so too. Training them to breathe more efficiently or something like that.
Yes, for that whatever reason. I don't know why, because some people I don't know. I don't know what people will use them for. That aren't
I
like
believe it's
in
to make
athletics.
them. I think it's like to make them breathe like more efficiently, their heart to beat more efficiently and stuff, so that whenever they take it off, they'll be able to have better endurance and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what
Oh,
it's for. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. So you say you're a personal trainer.
Yep.
So is there anything specifically that you would um, do for personal training? Like any things you specialize in? I don't know much about personal training. I just want to know, is there a specific way that you go about with your personal training?
Well, I guess since what I was motivated to become a personal trainer just because of my personal fitness journey, and I wanted to help other people to go through the same thing and grow in the same way. So for me, I went from, like, a lot of people, they want to lose weight whenever they start working out, but I was the other way. I wanted to gain weight, gain muscle, get stronger, all that stuff. So then I realized like how much that affected your mindset whenever you started realizing that you could make yourself stronger. So that's sort of been my focus, is to help people realize like what they're actually capable of by pushing themselves to get stronger instead of focusing on losing weight. So that's, if I had to say that I had a specialty, then that would be it for sure, is the strong, not skinny type of thing.
Okay. At first, I didn't know where you were going with this. I was like, did I ask my question right?
I
But
think so.
okay.
I don't know. If I trail off, let me
Okay.
know. I might
Okay.
have trailed off.
Okay. No, no, no. No. You answered it right. I was just, well, you answered it like appropriately, not right. I was just worried that like, did I ask? I wasn't sure if I questioned it correctly, but I never mind.
I think I
But
took the
no,
long way around to answer that question. But
no,
yeah, I think I did
it,
answer it.
that's fine. I prefer the long answers that get to like the point sooner, not later.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good talking. I'd like,
You
if you
know,
ever,
maybe this is what your podcast is for. This will help you become a better talker, and you're gonna have like the top number one podcast in the world someday. I'm not
um,
doubting it.
I hope I get like those fans. They be like, oh man, I missed the old podcast where he didn't know how to properly conduct interviews and he was just nervous all the time.
This is what it's for, though. You're practicing.
Exactly. Exactly.
By podcast number 100, you're gonna be a pro.
Exactly.
So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the rate I'm going with the consistency of it coming out like every 3 months, 2030 episode 100. Here we go. I should do like pay
Perfect.
per views, like do like pay per views, have a subscription every month, new podcast.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
cheating people.
Okay. Well, it's up to you. It's your podcast.
Yeah, I know, but like every month, just waiting for like one episode. Eh, it's not like it's like a big fight or anything like that. Ooh,
Yeah, that's true.
he's about to interview his neighbor.
If
I don't know,
your
but
neighbor's all rich and wealthy and famous, people would probably pay for it.
imagine like my neighbor was Bill Gates.
Exactly.
I don't know. Okay, so you said. Okay, so I actually want to go deep into like why you wanted to be a personal trainer. So, why?
Whew. Okay. So, like I said a second ago, actually, it's just like I realized how much it actually changed my life, and I know that sounds very cliche to sound like to say. It's like I did this thing and it changed my life, so I want you to do it too, and I'm trying to sell it. But it's true. Like whenever I started working out, I thought it was all about like, you know, physical, like what you could actually see, but then I started realizing that it goes deeper than that. Like it completely changed my mindset and my attitude towards life. I in high school, I remember just being, easily angered. Like I had a short fuse and everything, and now,
I do too.
I yeah, see. And then whenever I started working out, like uh, I actually became like a happier person. I was able to enjoy, the little things in life. And I just started seeing, the world as a better place than I did before I started working out seriously. So uh, then after realizing like the mindset shift that I had and how that affected the rest of my life, I was like, I just became obsessed with it. And I was like, everybody else needs to, know how this feels. to be able to be in control of, the way that they see life. You might not be able to control everything in life, but you're able to control the way that you view it. So, and I knew that, if we control our bodies, move our bodies, we can control our minds. So, all that to say, a big, long
Big
way
circle.
around of saying, yeah, big circle, just to say that I wanted to help other people see the world in the way that I now see it. And so I started really trying to get people to work out and just posting a lot of videos and stuff online on my social media about, my workouts and like what I was eating and all this stuff. And then people just started asking me if I could train them. And I was like, well, not legally, but you can watch my workout video and, do my workout or whatever. And they're like, no, I want you to train me. And then I remember one girl came up to me at West Georgia in the gym, and she said that she had a wedding coming up and she wanted to lose a certain amount of weight and she wanted me to train her. So I was like, you know what? I think it's time to become a personal trainer. So ever since then, I started studying and took the test and became a trainer, and here I am.
Okay. Before I get into my next question, I just realized like she literally just proposed to you to become her trainer.
She didn't propose to me. She was getting married to someone else, and then
well, I mean, like that's still like
she,
like a
yes,
proposal. Like my proposal is
yeah,
for you to
that's
be my
true.
personal trainer.
That's
Let
true.
me have my joke, MJ. Let me have my puns.
Sorry.
No. It's fine. Okay, so I actually like that cup surprised me.
Chicken salad chick. Have you ever been?
No, where is that?
What? It's in Carrollton. It's across from Walmart. Or yeah, in Carrollton. Hmm.
For the 20 years of my life, I've only been in Carrollton for a total of like 10 months.
That's
20
long enough
months.
to go to chicken salad chick. Just saying.
Like, where is it at? Like, where is it at?
It's. Do you know where the Walmart in Carrollton is?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's over there. Like, if you pull into the road that you have to go to Walmart, and
Mm-hmm.
then, do you know where Moe's is? Across
I
the street from
cannot.
Walmart?
I was across the street? Okay, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's right there beside Moe's, so,
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know.
I can't bike that. I don't have a car. I have a bike. I mean, I could. It just wouldn't be like the safest option.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh, okay. A sidetrack. I don't want to. I don't like talking about myself around the guests, but this reminds me of a story.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
I was. I'm still in bed, and we had a concert, and everyone was like wondering, "Come on, where are you at?" And I just texted in the group chat. I'm like, "I'm biking. I'm biking. Leave me alone. I'm on my way." And so yeah, I took a 30-minute bike ride. I would have made it on.
Oh my gosh.
I would have made it a little bit earlier if I had left like in like probably 30 minutes prior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
because
gosh, that's insane. Do
because
you have a
I yeah,
nice bike though?
yeah I have a nice bike. It got me through it.
Yeah.
I biked to work one time and it popped my tire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but then I just
I
go to class on
actually
the ground.
okay, sidetracking just a little bit more here. I was riding my bike around campus one time, and you know the water drains or whatever that are in the
Mm-hmm.
road. I rode just perfectly, and my tire went in between the drain and just bam and popped it and made a loud sound. Broke or
Whoa.
popped my tire. It almost broke the rim. Like it was like right there. It almost snapped it. And then I had to turn around, walk my bike back to the car, put it back on the car, and then walk to class. So there's that.
Wow. Well, at least you just had like walked to class and you were on campus. I
Yeah.
literally that it popped, and then I had to wait like I think about 10 minutes till my mom got like took a break from work, came and picked me up, so I could go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was.
I feel like
I
everybody
was.
has crazy bike stories. That's funny though.
Yeah, I was just like not expecting that because I was expecting my dad to suggest you could bike to work. I thought
Yeah.
he was joking at first, and I was like, oh, he's very serious. Well, he's not. He wasn't
Yeah.
very serious, but he was serious about the idea. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I can go to work. I'm capable of doing it. I was like, I'm not sick or anything, so I could try to get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I
some people
did.
that do it. Yeah.
I wouldn't have walked, but I definitely would have biked.
Yeah.
I forgot what my question was. Okay. Oh, I was going to say like I've seen your workout videos, and I could definitely see why they would be very um influential. Yours and Malik have like really good workout videos. Like
Oh, well,
he's
thank
just
you.
like his show the workout, and those are cool. Like, but you'll show the workouts, and then you'll have like another video explaining like how to do workouts or like explaining a certain type of exercising to do. So I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You said you had to take a test, and for people who don't know, what test do you have to take to be a certified personal trainer?
So for me, there's a bunch of different places that you can go to actually, get your certification. I used ACE, so there's like other ones like NASM, and I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones, but I used ACE, and that's just like a fitness certification agency, I guess. Um, and then I had to study. I like bought the entire like package of like the books and all that stuff, the study courses, everything. And I spent 6 months studying for it. And I read this huge textbook, cover to cover. And I've never done that before. So that's the first time, and probably, hopefully, last time I will ever read a textbook all the way through. But I did it. And then you just have to sign up for the ACE personal training exam and get to take it, and then hope for the best or work for the best, whichever one. And if you fail, you have to pay like a couple $100s or something to retake it, and you have to wait like a certain amount of time. So try to get it right the first time. But yeah, it's a very extensive exam. It was like 150 questions online. I had to go to a like specific testing site so that the people could like watch me, so that I wouldn't cheat or anything like that. Um, but yeah,
That is like it's a lot more than the SAT.
yeah, it was stressful. I'm not gonna lie, because like it said that 50 questions I think were like test questions, like or like uh they were just like testing them out on us, and they didn't count for the points, but you didn't know which 50 questions those were. And so whenever you didn't know something, it was like, oh no, like, did I miss that chapter? Or is this one of those questions that they're just testing out on me for the first time? So
Wow.
yeah, it was stressful, but I got an A. I can't remember. I think it was like a 93 or something on it. So I did really well on it.
It's really good.
Probably, yeah.
I never taken it. I was about to say I don't want to take it, but that's a lie. I do want to take it.
You want to be a
But
personal trainer?
I do. Just
Yeah.
not right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I might like next year. I was gonna go get yoga certified first.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, what what do you prefer to teach? Like if you had a preference, like if you were like, oh, okay, you can only teach this for the rest of your career, but you had the choice, what would you choose?
Oh, do I have options?
What are your top three favorites?
Do you mean like certain styles of like working out, like TRX or
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that.
stuff like that? Okay. Um, Top three. Well, it's probably the top three that I feel like I know the best. So it would be TRX. I'm TRX certified, so I can train people in that. Just because TRX is using your body weight, and I think it's really important for people to start there instead of just jumping under some weight and trying to lift as much as possible. I think that they should learn how to control their own body first. So that's why I think TRX is up there in the top three. The second one would be probably sports conditioning, because I was an athlete all through grade school and everything. So I had my fair share of conditioning in athletics, and I feel like I could teach people how to do that, how to get very well conditioned for whatever sport that they're trying to play. Um, let's see. Number three, and these aren't in a specific order, they're just, my top three. But number three would be strength training, definitely, just because I feel like people get the most confidence from that, from being able to strength train and seeing that they can lift a little bit more weight this week than they did last week. So those are my top three.
Okay. And now, which one would you just teach for the rest of your life?
Oh, strength training,
Oh,
definitely.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, which leads me to my next question. What about strength training like does like fascinate you the most, or like what's so exciting about it, and why do you like doing that one?
I think it's because it forces you to look at what it is that you're up against and overcome it. And once you do finally lift that certain amount of weight that you've been, trying to lift for a really long time or trying to work your way up to, it gives you this feeling of success, and just it helps you realize that you are capable of anything that you set your mind to. So, for example, my goal was to deadlift 225 pounds, and I tried it over and over and over for months and just failed, and I could not pick it up. And then eventually, like I worked my way up and I was able to do it. And once I did, it was just the most satisfying feeling, but also made me hungry to want to keep going. So I don't know, it's that constant, balance between like I'm not there yet, and I also like once you get there, I also want to, keep going to the next level. Like what's next? It's just something about that I really love.
Okay. How much can you deadlift now?
225. I just got that like a
Okay.
few months ago. So yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
I I don't deadlift often, but I deadlift 200 pounds like a month or two ago. And I was pretty proud
Yeah,
of myself because I never went
yeah,
that high.
exactly. See, it makes you really proud of yourself once you're able to like conquer a certain weight or whatever. So
I
yeah,
I don't know whenever I'll do that again, but we'll find out soon. Well,
yeah,
not soon, but we'll find out one day.
we'll find out.
Yeah,
Gyms will open back up one day.
yeah. Our gyms open up now.
I mean, like the West Georgia gym. I figured that's what you were talking about, like the school gym and everything.
Oh no, I have a gym in my house.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
Yeah,
works.
I think all the weights combined, I think I have like 300 pounds at my house. I don't know.
Okay.
I have a
Awesome.
good bit.
Yeah, that's plenty enough to work with.
Yeah. Okay, so you said sports conditioning, and you said you play sports.
Hmm.
What sports did you play, and how did you, and did that like did from I don't know if you ever got injured playing sports, but did like sports injuries and finding out how to rehab from it also help you out with sports conditioning and make you want to do a certain workout a certain way so you could strengthen a certain area of your body? Because I was, wow, I'm actually getting really long winded with this one. But I was watching a workout, and for people who don't know, I, and which would surprise me, but I love professional wrestling. So I'm watching, I watch workouts, and like specifically hosted by a professional wrestler, and it follows his friends who are professional wrestlers, of course. And one of them, he had neck surgery, so he has like early bad neck. So he'll do workouts that don't put pressure on, I think, the upper part of his spine or the lower part, and then just stuff like that. So I wanted to know if you found workouts that are specifically tailored to that body part, and probably the body part if you got injured from it.
Yeah. So in high school, I played basketball, volleyball, and I ran track. So in basketball, I remember I think it was my sophomore year of high school. I went up for a layup, and I guess I just wasn't warmed up good enough, or something. I threw my arm up a weird way or something, but I injured some part of my shoulder, and then it was just like, it seemed like it wasn't able to get strong without like me injuring it. And then whenever I started learning more about, working out and, avoiding injuries and strengthening areas that are easily injured, then I started doing workouts that would strengthen my shoulder without putting too much stress on it. So a lot of people make the mistake of lifting. It's called ego lifting. So it's like lifting more than you're actually capable of lifting at at the appropriate pace, or, while keeping the right form. So they just lift a bunch of weight and they're sort of just like throwing it up, So I realized that I had to go down in weight a lot, and start doing like shoulder raises and overhead presses and stuff with lighter weight, and just go slower, to strengthen like my shoulder and the muscles all around my shoulder and everything like that. So I think that answered your question. I think was there another part of that, or did I answer it?
Yeah, that is my question. Yeah,
Okay.
Because I was trying to remember, like, because I asked, did you get injured and did you learn workouts to strengthen that part? That was really my question. That was all it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so you would agree that when people go and do ego lifting, that it's more so kind of for, what's the word? I wouldn't, not validation, but
Just for like show, sort of like they're
yeah,
showing off. Yeah.
yeah, for show and not really caring about technique, because
Mm-hmm.
there's no point in doing like a 500-pound squat if you're not properly doing the squat, because you could
Yeah.
hurt something, pull something, you could
Exactly.
re-injure something again.
Yeah. So it could be making, like hurting you more than it is helping you. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
What's your favorite workout?
Oof. Like favorite, like upper body, lower body, that type of stuff.
Yeah, just like any specific, like just one workout.
Okay. I like strength training, leg day. So I like squats in particular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Squats are okay. I was just thinking, I was like, squats are alright.
Yeah.
I forgot I was on the
Yeah.
podcast for a second. I was like, okay, whatever.
You can say whatever you want. It's your podcast.
Uh, we should never give me the option to say whatever I want on the podcast. That would get this podcast canceled, and I don't even get paid for this.
Oh man.
Now I'm just thinking, like, if I actually like said what was on my mind, people would be like, "Come on, it's canceled."
It's canceled.
I never got started,
That's
and I already
funny.
got canceled. Oh man. Okay, and last thing you said, TRX. What is TRX? How'd you get certified in it? And the benefits of TRX.
Okay, so TRX is suspension training, and basically that means there's two straps, and you hang on to two handles, and you can do a whole bunch of body weight exercises, and you can modify it and adjust it depending on your particular strength level and conditioning level and all that. I got started in it because my supervisor Drew, he said that there was
Oh wait,
a
hold on real quick. I gotta
okay.
find the charger to my laptop.
Okay.
I just remembered. Yeah, laptops have batteries. I forgot. Okay. Could you please start over?
At what point? What point did you lose me? Did you not hear?
It was about like a few seconds in, because then it just said my phone.
Oh,
It
all
said
of
my
it.
laptop was dying.
Okay.
So yeah, basically just the whole thing.
All right.
Sorry.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, TRX is suspension training. And that means that you have like two straps or whatever, you're hanging on to two handles, and you're doing body weight exercises against, your own weight, and you can adjust it to make it harder or easier, depending on your strength level, conditioning level, all that great stuff. I got started in it because my supervisor at West Georgia, Drew, he said that there was a lady that had a TRX studio in Carrollton, and she was looking for another TRX instructor. and he recommended me. So I went and I took her TRX class, and I really liked it. I thought that it was a great workout. So then I went to a certification course. It was like one day. It only took one day, but it was like 12, or no, it was a whole weekend. So it was like 2 or 3 days uh, of like 10 hours each day, I think. And they taught us everything about TRX and the basics and all that stuff. So then I became certified in TRX and started teaching at a different gym. And then I created that TRX, the small group training program at West Georgia. So hopefully y'all can carry that on next semester, whenever I'm gone. I like TRX so much because it allows people to learn how to, go through specific movements before adding weight to their back or adding weight to the movement, so that they can perfect it before they're actually trying to, go up in weight and make it more difficult. So I think it's a great point to start. And if you get injured, it's a great place to go back to and sort of like rehab your injuries and, get stronger before you start lifting weights again. So that's why I love it.
Okay, cool. So will that also classify into like the benefits of TRX, or like what would you say are the benefits of TRX?
Okay, so the benefits, yeah, that would be like the benefits of it. So it's like you can get a major benefit of it, in my opinion, is you can get a really good cardio workout at the same time as a strength training workout. And there's a bunch of different types of exercises that you can do on it and different modalities. So you can do a HIIT workout one day, or you can do, a strength training, like focusing on your core another day. It really just depends on what it is that you want to do. And just the fact that it is so dynamic makes it a great tool to have. And that's a major benefit of TRX too. So, another one. I have one more. Another one is that it's very like versatile. You can take it like just about anywhere. I use them mostly in a gym, but I actually have one here at my house, and I hang it up in the garage, and I'll jump on that every once in a while and get a good workout in. And you can even like tie it around a tree or wherever you are and do a workout with it. So it's very versatile, very dynamic, and yeah, that's probably the biggest, or one of the biggest benefits of TRX.
Okay, nice. I was just like thinking about this because I was just thinking about all the different things you do. I just remember I think you said it in a group meeting one time, and then I just saw you posting on your story. You were working to do a handstand.
Yeah.
What made you want to do a handstand? And have you accomplished doing it yet? Have you accomplished that goal?
So that's one of those goals that I thought it was cool, and it was just like a fun goal, not really like, for a specific purpose other than it just brings me joy to be able to do a handstand. I just think it looks cool, and I think it's, fun to do. So yeah, that was one of those fun goals, and I recommend people have fun goals other than just, specific goals for specific things. Just this is specifically for bringing joy. So, and have I accomplished it? Yes and no. So like I said earlier, every time that I reach a goal, I'm like, okay, what's next? So I can do a handstand for, like a few seconds, like 5 seconds or something. And that was the goal. But now I'm like, I want to be able to do it like a walking handstand. So now I'm, working my way to be able to do that. And then I want to be able to do a handstand, like with doing a split in the air and just like stuff like that. So I've just been adding on to it. So I reached one goal of that handstand, but now I'm moving on to other ones too, just because it's fun.
Can you do a backflip?
No. Okay, I say no, but I have done one. I've done one off of a diving board. That was a few years ago. And then I think last year I did one on the trampoline. But it's just, it terrifies me. I'm just scared to do it. Even though I can, I'm a chicken. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, it is one of my it's one of the goals I want to do, but yeah, I'm afraid. I've I've done it on the trampoline, but I've never landed. I always end up like falling on my knees. So
Yeah.
I'm almost there, but I'm not. Because I just always think I'm like I'm not gonna turn hard enough. I'm just gonna land on my neck.
Exactly. That's a valid fear, in my opinion. That's what I'm afraid of. So you're not
Weirdly,
alone.
weirdly enough, I'm fine with doing a front flip. Like I could do it. Like I can't do a front flip, but I don't know why. But that I feel more comforting
Yeah.
landing forward than I am going backwards.
Yeah, me too.
Can you do a front flip?
Yes, but if I think about it too much, I will flip sideways, which is so weird. I'll like throw my head sideways even if I don't try to, and I'll land like on my side. I don't know how I do it. I feel like
Whoa,
that's sort of impressive in itself, but yeah, I feel more
that
comfortable trying a front flip than a back flip.
that is amazing. You say you double majored in marketing and management?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was right. Okay,
Yeah.
so why those two specifically?
Um, so I actually changed my major multiple times throughout college. I think like 5 or 7 times or something like that. It
Whoa.
was a lot. I was actually a art minor at one point, which is so weird to think about, but it was only for a semester. Then I realized like I don't what am I why am I an art minor? I don't want to do this. But anyway, so I was very fascinated, and I still am very fascinated in business. And I wanted to and I still want to have my own business. So I chose management as a major, and then I started realizing how interesting marketing is because it allows you to be creative, and that's like something that I really love. I just love doing anything creative. So um, I was like, I want to do both, just so I have 2 different degrees at the same time, and I can use them in just about anything. And now I'm trying to combine fitness and business by having my own online fitness business.
Nice. So, with your. I forgot what my question was going to be. Jeez. Okay, so with that, and you're trying to make a fitness business, what exactly, ideally, would you want your fitness business to be in the beginning, and how would you like it to grow out eventually to become?
Yeah, so it's a good question, by the way. I
Thank you. I'm
I
having an episode
want to
100. I'm
start
killing
off.
it. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
no, you're good. I want to start off by focusing on like the fitness side of things, so like teaching people how to work out and everything, and then I want to shift into mindset development, personal development, um, just overall growth of like people's lives, and basically be a life coach. So I want it to go from just fitness to like all areas of life.
Nice. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah,
That was
thank
awesome.
you.
So, I assume because of this, you also read like a lot of business books.
Yeah, so I read a lot of business books. I listen to a lot of business podcasts, um, and watch like videos on social media and stuff from my favorite like business people. So yeah, I'm always surrounding myself with new information from all those sources.
Yeah. I remember I asked you about that. I was like, "What books do you read?" And you said just business books. I was like, "Okay."
Yep,
I
business
read.
books, personal development books, all that.
Yeah. I remember. I was like, "Wow, it's kind of boring," but whatever.
Oh, it is not. It's very interesting.
I was kidding. I was kidding. I read some. I don't read many. I've only I'm reading two right now. I probably shouldn't be reading two at the same time, but
I do that. It's fine.
yeah, because I like unless it's like a memoir or non or fiction, I'm going to like I'll read it quicker. But I'm reading
Yeah.
Die Empty and Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, yes. Think and Grow Rich. That's probably my favorite book that I've ever read.
Mine has a lot of typos in it. Like, that's beside the point. Anyways, aside from Think and Grow Rich, like what other books, not necessarily your favorites, but like inspired you the most, which I guess could also be your favorites, but like have been the most motivational, most inspiring for you?
The first one that pops in my head is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Um, that's a really great book for anybody that's interested in business, or even like figuring out their own personal like mission statement, or just like like life mission or whatever. That's a great book. Start With Why. Um, Another one is Leadership. So it's about leadership, and it's a it's a very simple but very moving book, I guess you could say. Um, Let me see. There's another book that I'm trying to think of the name of by Marshawn Evans Daniels. I can't even remember the name of the book. I remember I let somebody borrow it, so it's not sitting in my house anymore, and I don't see it every day, so that's probably why I can't think of the name of it. Um, but yeah, her book, Marshawn Evans Daniels, like Believe Bigger, that's what it's called. Believe Bigger. That's a very inspirational book, and that was one of the first books that I read. That was like personal development type books. So
Oh, okay,
I recommend those three.
nice. So it was. Can you say them those three one more
Yeah.
time?
Yeah, so Start With Why, and of course, and I'm going to include Think and Grow Rich in there. You just already said it, that's why I didn't include it. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, Think and Grow Rich, Start With Why, Believe Bigger, and Leadership.
Okay. I might put those like
Yeah.
in the description and like just tell people to go get it.
Yes. If I had a book, that'd be awesome. You can tell people to go get that. I will
Yeah.
one day. I'll write a book.
All right. Will it be about business or is it like just a random
I
book?
have no idea. It might be about business. It might be about mindset. It might be about leadership. It
It'll be
might be
about
about something
koalas.
completely different. Yeah, it could be something about koalas. Full circle here.
Yep. I'm just gonna name the episode koalas. I'm figuring about why are they talking about koalas. But okay, and yeah, those sound like some really good books to read. I'll probably get those one day. I have a,
Yes.
I have an imaginary list of books that I plan on getting. A lot of them are biographies, but a few of them are actually like personal development and business books.
Yeah.
Do you
Awesome.
watch anything from Gary V?
All the time. Yes.
Okay, because I like whenever I just think of someone like who does a lot of business stuff, and because I don't watch a lot of people who do business stuff, there's two people I always hear. That's Gary V and Tony Robbins. So I
Oh
was
my
just thinking to
gosh.
myself,
Yes.
I was like, that must be like everyone's starting point, and they develop into other people.
Yeah. So Tony Robbins is by far my favorite speaker, life coach, whatever you want to call him. He's my favorite person to listen to, learn from, all that.
Oh, I don't know much about him. I don't know much about like, his work. So what could you tell anybody like me who doesn't know anything about
Oh,
him?
so he has his hands in like everything that you could think of that's going to benefit your life. So from financial freedom to learning how to run a business to learning how to control your mindset, learning how to use your body to control your mind. Mostly the biggest thing is probably mindset. If you want to really work on your mindset and figuring out, how to control your emotions and how to become the person that you want to be, then Tony Robbins is the guy to go to.
Okay, cool, cool. And I wanted to talk about like a diet because I know that dieting is a part of fitness, and I feel like we already got people hooked in on the fitness part. So let's talk about the
Yeah.
dieting. Um, from your experiences, what would you say, or what advice would you give to someone who doesn't know anything about dieting, me, and would want to know specific ways to how that could help them in addition to exercising? Because some people diet but don't exercise, some people exercise and don't diet, or some people do both but they don't know much about either or most of the time. So what would you say?
So my biggest advice is don't go on what most people call a diet. So most people don't even know what a diet is. A diet, the literal definition is just the foods that you eat, right? So instead of, thinking about diet the way that most people think of, try to just think about it as like your diet consists of everything that you eat, right? So the second thing that I would say is keep it simple. A lot of people try to go out of their way and go from eating all fast food, just greasy, fried, and all this stuff that's not good for you, and they know that's not good for you, to go into the other extreme of eating only organic things, and they really stress out about, like, okay, it has to be all natural, it has to be a specific type of food, instead of just being whole foods. So whole foods are like chicken, rice, sweet potatoes, all vegetables, all fruits, fish, just like certain things, not really packaged. So try to stay away from refined foods that are packaged on the shelves, like at Walmart or whatever store that you go to. So stay away from cereal. Stay away from foods that aren't really foods. They were made up, in some factory somewhere. But a sweet potato, it was grown in this lovely Mother Earth, right? But
Shout out to Mother Earth.
shout out to Mother Earth. Oh, that was amazing. I'm glad you did that.
Thank you.
But yeah, try to just keep it simple and stick with the things that are healthy without stressing out about it being organic or natural or whatever, because those things aren't really going to affect you as much as, switching from a cheeseburger to, a grilled chicken with some veggies on the side, right? So that's the biggest switch that you can make. And don't starve yourself if you're trying to lose weight or anything like that. And don't eat unhealthy food if you're trying to gain weight. I see a lot of people that are trying to bulk, and it's called dirty bulking. And that just means you allow yourself to eat ice cream and cake and cookies and all this other sugary refined stuff just to try to gain weight, when really all you need to do to gain weight is to eat more calories than you burn. If you want to lose weight, you need to eat less calories than you burn, right? So just keep it simple and follow those few little tips that I just gave.
Okay. And speaking of refined, which now make me question it, what about like when people intake things like, I think that would kind of went, creatine, pre-workout, protein powders and shakes, like specifically like the powder, not the shakes. Like, are those not factory made and not, refined? And I'm just saying this from the perspective of someone who probably has not done this yet, and also for me, because I was like, well, what about that?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's a really good thought after what I just said. It's almost like I'm about to contradict myself. So yeah, good question. But
Thank you.
I would say that if you feel like you are getting all of the nutrients that you need, all of the supplements and stuff like that, protein and creatine and all that stuff is unnecessary. So it's unnecessary if you are consuming all of that stuff through the food that you're already eating. But if you're not getting enough protein, then protein shakes are beneficial, right? So, you just got to figure it out based on what it is that you're consuming day to day.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking about it, and like I also think about like my diet and just like the way I eat things, and I probably say I have a pretty balanced diet. I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore, and that's just really because I'm not on campus right now. If I was, I would be eating a Big Mac. Or,
Oh no.
like I'm not kidding. Did I ever tell you that like almost every day for lunch I'd have a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
I think you did tell me that at one point.
Yeah, that was my lunch. I was like, okay, cool, all right. Didn't have
Yeah.
breakfast. Sitting
One
a go get
question,
Chick-fil-A
one
sandwich.
thing that has helped me is like, whenever you look at the food that you're about to eat, if you're about to choose the food, try to think about, is this food actually nutritious? As in, is it going to give me any nutritional benefit whatsoever? And a Coke, for example, is not. So soda does not give you nutritional value. It's worthless, right? But vegetables, fruits, whatever, they have a bunch of different macronutrients, micronutrients, and, all that stuff that's really good for you that your body needs. So it's giving you a ton of nutritional value. So if you think about it that way, then it'll keep you from eating, all the things that aren't good for you. So you could argue, which I'm assuming that you were about to, that a Chick-fil-A sandwich has nutritional value because chicken in itself is nutritious, even though they fried it and did whatever else to it, and it's greasy, and the bread is refined and all that stuff. You could argue that that is bringing nutrition to you. So
I could say that, but what I really want to say is I was just hungry and I hadn't eaten that morning, and I just wanted something to eat. That would always be my go-to. Like if I wanted something like more nutritional value, I would go to Market Deli and just get an all veggie sandwich. Which, if anyone ever wants to, go get a veggie sandwich. Put everything on it. Put some type of dressing on it. You're good for the day. You're welcome. And that was my TED Talk. Back to the podcast.
Yeah.
So, I'm also a believer in like everything is done in moderation. I think that if you have those, just a quick yes or no question, and then you could dive more deep into it after like something else I say. Do you believe in cheat days?
No.
Okay. Anyways, what I was gonna say is I believe in cheat days. I believe like some people can. I believe, depending on like your discipline and what your focus is, I think a cheat day wouldn't necessarily hurt, but it also depends on the person that you are. Because some people do have a very addictive personality, so they could have maybe like on a Saturday or Sunday they could have sweets and maybe just end up for the whole day eating nothing but sweets, even though really it's just kind of like, no, this day if you want something and it's not in your diet, that's the option, and you don't feel bad because like the rest of the week you're just gonna burn it off. But I think some people might take a cheat day as like, oh, this is my day to just eat whatever. But yeah, that's like kind of my thing. I guess I could say I believe in cheat days, but I also like I'm also like just really skinny, so like I just eat whatever.
Well, let me tell you why I don't believe in cheat days.
Oh,
It's
please do.
because because I feel like cheat days set you up to reward yourself with food. So it's like you're giving yourself, a treat meal or whatever, and we're not dogs, right? So we shouldn't give ourselves,
Well, no.
treats in the form of food. So the main reason is because I feel like if you focus on, fueling your body with the, appropriate nutrition or whatever, like we talked about a second ago, like making sure that you're getting enough nutritional value out of your food, and then all of a sudden it's your cousin's birthday or whatever, and they have a really awesome cake, but it's not your cheat day. Most people wouldn't eat it, but if it's like your favorite, if it's like cookie cake or something, I would eat it personally. That's like my favorite type of cake. So I would eat it even if it wasn't on like a cheat day, which is why I don't have a cheat day. But then the rest of my food, I wouldn't stress out about it, but the rest of my food is, I've already decided that I'm eating healthy, right? So instead of, designating one day as the day that you get to eat whatever you want, I just eat whatever, if I really feel like I am craving, chocolate or whatever. And like you said earlier, everything's okay in moderation. I will eat, a little piece of chocolate or whatever and not feel bad about it. But the idea of having a cheat day changes like the way that you put it, like frame it in your mind. So you're telling yourself that, okay, on this day I get to instead of I want to. So it's almost like every other day it's like, oh, I don't get to do the thing that I want to do. And that just makes it harder on yourself every other day to eat healthy because you're not doing what you really want to do, which is what you're doing on that cheat day, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like it definitely makes sense because like I can see where you're coming from. Like I believe in it, I don't do it, but that's just because like I'm just again because I believe in the moderation thing. I really do just eat whatever I want. So I personally don't do cheat days. I
Yeah.
kind of just like I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. but I don't want like a full meal right now. I just want a snack. I'll get some crackers, some chips, like tortilla chips. I'm very specific about my chips. Side note, but or like some cookies, sugar
Mm-hmm.
cookies, or Oreos. Anything else is fine, but specifically those if I have them. Again, side note. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll know what I want, and sometimes just depending like on just how I'm feeling, and again like with the dieting, I when I'm at home and my dad or my mom or my brothers are making something for dinner, I make dessert. I don't make dinner. I should make dinner. I'm just not thinking about my life now. But we'll have something, a main meal. Maybe it could be burgers, something like that with fries one day, and like the next day we'll have something like chicken with peas, carrots. Was it corn? Yeah, it's corn mixed in there, and like potatoes, like mashed potatoes or something like that. So like so we always get something of everything in there. So what am I feel like I just went on a tangent about my food. Like I'm staying on topic of dieting, but I feel like I'm just not making the sense I'm trying to make. Okay, what I'm trying to say is I personally don't do cheat days because I think in my everyday life I get a balanced meal of everything I want. And if I feel like having a cookie, I'll have a cookie. If I don't, I don't. If I want something
Yeah.
salty, I'll get something salty. Everything's about balance.
Exactly.
Everything's about moderation. I came back on it full circle.
Exactly.
Koalas.
Yes. Oh man, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying, what I was trying to say. So
Okay,
I
cool.
agree 100%. As long as you're getting all the things that you feel like you need to get in moderation, unhealthy food or those little, snacks that you would classify as something that people would eat on a cheat day, it's okay. So yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Also, do you believe do you agree with people when they like try to do because like you'll see like on TV and stuff like that people try to like say oh, I'm gonna go on a diet and I'm just gonna go like on an all like vegetarian diet and like all they have is like little bitty leaves with no food on it when in fact and I can say this from personal experience I was a vegetarian when I was a kid and I had veggie burgers a lot like I used to eat veggie burgers and stuff like that so like I feel like they've sensationalized like a dieting being like you just eat like what people would say like rabbit food or something like that, and it's not much to eat when in fact you can eat probably as much as you did before, but you're eating something that's a little bit more beneficial. And there are tastier foods out there because I've you can have like different desserts or different sandwiches, different meals that are specific to your whether you're vegetarian, vegan, or lactose intolerant, you have a certain allergy, you can enjoy some of these meals without some of the necessary stuff that was in it originally, but it still tastes just as good. Do you agree
Yeah.
with like that?
I 1,000% disagree with eating rabbit food.
Okay, I
So
didn't know where you're going with
because
that.
yeah, I had to keep you on your toes right there.
Yeah,
But
okay.
but again, like you're not getting all the nutritional value that your body actually needs if you're only eating, a few different things and you're not eating a lot or anywhere near what you should be eating. So starving yourself is not the answer. So yeah, I don't agree with eating rabbit food.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, you really kicked me on my toes. You were like, I completely disagree with, and I was like, wait, where are you going with this? And since I have had a podcast with someone who made music, I make music, and I don't know who watches these things. Hopefully, it will just be people who make music. Let's talk about music.
All
What
right.
what is your favorite genre of music?
Oh, okay. I'm a very odd person. So
Aren't we all?
I like so yeah, that's true. I like so many different kinds of music, but my favorite would be like 90s and 2000s rock and 90s and 2000s pop. So, yeah.
So
That's
like
just what
who?
I grew up
I'm trying to think of who.
uh let's see. Oh man. You know how you have like a whole playlist of things and like you could go and pick one, but whenever somebody asks you, it's like, I don't know one. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, my mind just blanked out like that.
I don't know why, but Blink 182 came in my head, and I was like, why Blink
Blink
182?
182. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Them, man, I can't even think of like artists right now. I'm trying to think of songs, but yes, things like that.
Okay.
I love things like that.
Okay. So, do you have a workout song that like? Because some people can go on their phone and just press shuffle and just listen to stuff. Do you do that, or do you have like a specific song that you can start with immediately that can get you pumped up and ready to go start a workout?
Uh, yes. So, "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence is a really good one. Also, like rock too, like 90s, 2000s rock.
You
But
said that.
oh, did I? Thought I
Yeah, you
said.
said rock
Oh,
and
yeah,
pop.
I said rock and pop. Yes. Uh, but yes, the song by Evanescence, "Bring Me to Life." That one. I like
I
that
feel
one.
like I've heard someone talk about that. I don't remember who, but I heard someone talk about it.
It's a great song.
I bet it is. It's kind of weird. It's kind of ironic how I didn't have any questions regarding music in my head right now. Um, is there a genre, like a popular genre that like if you heard it playing, you're kind of like it would kind of distract you, you're like it doesn't motivate you or anything. That doesn't work out.
Um, well, a genre that I don't like, that a lot of people like, is country. I don't like country at all, especially while I'm working out. So if it comes on, I'm just like, okay, I can't even have a good workout right now because, like, what's happening? Like, I don't like country music, especially while working out.
I can see you working out, and then country music plays, and then you just slowly just put everything up and just walk out of the room. You're like, I'm done.
Yeah,
This is too
that's
much.
why I have
It's ridiculous.
my own playlist, my own, headphones and stuff, because I know that people tend to play country in the gym for whatever reason, and it just,
They do.
yeah.
Oh,
Every
all
once in a
I
while. I mean, it's not all the time, but every once in a while, yeah.
all, all I hear is rap, and then that's about it. Can you
Yeah.
listen to a podcast while working out?
Yes, I have. Especially, I don't know if anybody else does this. I might just be weird, but there's some days where the music just seems like, it's just not right. It just doesn't feel right or making me feel like motivated like it usually does. And then I'll turn on a podcast and I'll have like an amazing workout. So yes, I have
I've done
before.
that
I don't do it
so many
regularly.
times. I've done it so
Yeah.
many times. Like I'm just now used to it. I'm just like, okay. Like I've had the exact same feeling. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
want to listen to this. And I was like, let me just listen to a podcast while I do this.
Yeah.
Watch them talk about absolutely nothing. I would say like we are doing, but we've been staying on topic this whole time, except for
We
the
have.
Circle
We've
Leg
done
one.
pretty, yeah. We've done
Exactly,
pretty well.
exactly. We've talked about everything from food, working out, TRX, music, koalas. Before the end of this, I'm just gonna put a fun fact about koalas about by the end of this podcast.
Do it.
I'll find one. But what's your favorite sports to watch? Because I know a lot of people like sports. I personally don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, it's not me. But what's your favorite sport to watch?
If it's really competitive, I love watching volleyball because I played it and I understand it and all that. But sports that I haven't played that are a little bit more popular, football. I love watching football because I understand it. I haven't played it, but I understand it really well. So those two.
Oh, okay. So you said volleyball and football, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I I played it. I played basketball, and that was about it. Like I kind
Yeah.
of played like, every other thing, but I didn't stay too long with it. The one actual sport I wish I had played was tennis, and I'm very upset that they don't let men play tennis at West Georgia. There's no men tennis team,
You could
and
start one.
I could, I should.
You could
Oh
do
my
it.
gosh, I got nothing going on in the spring. Let's do it.
Do it.
Is there a sport that you wish you had played?
I wish I had done gymnastics when I was little, for sure.
That
Just because
sounds fun.
everybody gets, yeah, it looks awesome. Like it's super cool and it just fascinates me. So yeah, I wish I had done that.
Okay. Trying to think. Talk about sports, music. Um. Okay. Um. For your, you have a website, right? For people to contact you and find you.
Yes.
Okay. So do you just have on there workout videos and just sessions for people to sign up for, or is there more to it?
So I have programs like, workout programs, 6-week programs for specific goals like building muscle or losing fat or becoming more of an endurance athlete, stuff like that. Also have nutritional guides and meal plans, or not meal plans specifically because you have to have a certification for that, but I have healthy recipes. And oh, I have something that's really cool. It's a food swap guide. So it's like instead of eating, for example, white bread, eat wheat bread. And that's a very basic example of it. But there's like 180, I think, different things that I swap that, allow me or help me be healthy or eat healthy throughout the day. So I made a guide for that, and also fast food swaps. So things to order at fast food restaurants that are healthier than the other most popular or most advertised items. So we have a bunch of things like that. Also, one-on-one personal training, online training, everything like that at this point.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. And now we're going to get into a rapid fire question. First
All
thought
right.
comes to your mind. Let me see if I can think of any. Okay. I think you already said it, but arms or legs? Like which day would you prefer?
Legs.
Okay. In terms of working out, would you rather do um lifting like with weightlifting, strength training, or would you rather do something like yoga?
Lifting.
Wow, great to know. Hmm. The answers are supposed to be as quick as possible, not the questions. Um. Okay, you said your favorite workout squats. Favorite arm workout.
Oof. Let's see. Favorite arm workout? Probably bench press.
Okay. I hate those. Hmm. If you could be anything in this world besides a personal trainer, what would you have been?
Superhero. Is that an option?
I'll take that. I remember the day you dressed up as Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Uh, didn't you teach a class like in that whole outfit the whole time?
I did. Yes.
Some heroes don't wear capes, but MJ does. Okay. And before I ask you to plug anything before we sign off, the fun koala fact, because we kept talking about it. This is from National Geographic Kids. Although you may have heard people call them koala bears, they're awesome. These awesome animals aren't bears at all. They're in fact marsupials. A group of mammals. Most marsupials have pouches where their newborns develop.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh,
Learning all kinds of stuff.
exactly. One more fact before I get into like a whole rant about koalas now. When an infant koala called a joey is born, it immediately climbs up to its mother's pouch. Blind and earless, a joey uses its strong sense of touch and smell, as well as natural instinct to find its way.
I thought that was a kangaroo that did that.
Kangaroos are marsupials too, so
Maybe
I
they
guess
both do it.
yeah, but I guess because like koalas are marsupials, I guess all marsupial babies are called joeys,
Maybe. That would make
and it
sense.
and it did say they all have pouches,
Yeah.
or most of them do, so that makes sense. Okay, actually, last question before we end this all. Are you going to restart your I Gym Queen apparel?
As of right now, I don't think I will, but who knows in the future, I just might.
Oh, okay, cool. And last but not least, MJ, would you like to plug yourself, give like your social media contact, and also would you like to give us an inspirational quote?
Sure. Yeah. So my social media is on Instagram is MJ underscore gym queen. On Facebook, you can find Grit Fitness. Um, and that is obviously my personal training business. I have a TikTok now, but that's not a specific, it doesn't have a specific theme. It's just sort of a bunch of random stuff throughout my life that I'm doing. But that's Megan Hope Johnson. That's the username. So you can find me there. And my inspirational quote is by Tony Robbins. It's my favorite quote. And it goes, it's not about the goal. It's about becoming the type of person that can accomplish the goal.
Oh, such a great way to end this podcast. Thanks so much, MJ, for coming on to this
Thank
podcast.
you.
Yeah, it took
Yes.
us about like 3 months to do this, but we got there. It's not about the
We got it done.
destination; it's the journey.
Yes.
I think that's the quote. Anyways, thanks so much.